Hi guys, it's Tam here, and welcome to a new segment called India Spirits and Wine Club, where our aim is to actually describe and review spirits, whether spirits and wines from India, which are produced in India and for Indian consumption, or for export. And if we can get hold of the bottles to actually review. I found generally that there's been not very much information for people who are interested in trying domestic wines and spirits. You do have some reviews which are in blogs and written down, but just an opportunity to review things on YouTube or on Facebook, something like that, which would be different. So that's the aim of this. And a lot of the producers are either under the radar or fairly new, and there is not that much information. So for me, this is also a learning experience as I go through it, and that's why we'd like to, which is the purpose of this review. So the first beverage that I'll be reviewing is Clovis. I'll just put it up. It's a nice, interesting shaped bottle, and it says Clovis, the finest blend of imported cognac and French grape brandy, and it's apparently double matured. It's an XO, which is extra old, French grape brandy. So I would assume that the brandy or the cognac is actually genuine and original from the cognac region of France, blended with local varieties of grape. The price point for this brandy is 900 rupees for 750 ml, and let's see what it's about. For a start, the packaging is not bad, okay. Opening the bottle, the cap is plastic with the typical measure kind of contraption here to limit the amount which is actually poured. Going on the nose of it, which is going to be difficult. On the nose of it here, it's quite pleasant. It's I smell caramel. It certainly smells sweet, and what you could expect from a brandy. General points. It's quite viscous when it pours out. This is interesting because the nose on it in the glass is somewhat different. It's actually a bit more astringent, almost sort of chemical, you could say, almost industrial. Certainly not that caramel and sweetness I was picking up there. I'm not sure whether they've actually put any other additives like extra flavorings or colorings to it to give it that, but generally with that kind of aroma, I would expect something like that. The interesting thing is the taste doesn't reflect that aroma I was actually picking up in the glass. It is sweet, very sweet. The finish, even though, as I said, it's quite viscous, the finish is quite quick, and in terms of mouthfeel, that substance in there, whether it's chewy or has a substantial character to it, it doesn't have that. It certainly doesn't have that. It's kind of a light finish. Body-wise, it's, I'd say, light to medium. I don't know if you're inclined to put water in this. Personally, I always have a warmed brandy balloon and pour the brandy in there, and that opens it up for me. I generally don't put water in it. But at the end of the day, each to his own, so whatever you choose to put, then please do so. I wouldn't think it needs very much. Going to the bottom and some of the details on it, the alcoholic proof is 75% or 42.8% alcoholic volume, overproof as opposed to alcoholic volume. I believe it's just generally available in Karnataka at the moment, although it's actually produced in, where is it, in Goa. The company who actually produced this are Geoscope. I think they're a Chennai-based company, and they have a large number of products in their portfolio, and this being one of them. Some other background notes which I found out about this, and the description by the company is that Clovis XO is the finest blend of French Grape Brandy, Cognac XO and Indian spirits. That's an interesting combination. It's interesting spirits and brandy. So I have a feeling that this is very much a blended affair. It's a variant of the Clovis XO, which is the finest blend of French grape brandy. So the rubric goes, and it goes on to say that they've tied up with Brandy, which is a French brandy producer from France. So that's where the brandy comes from. To be honest, I really don't know whether there is any cognac from it, because to be considered cognac, it would have to come from the Cognac region of France. There's a saying, every Armagnac and Cognac is a brandy, but not every brandy is an Armagnac and a Cognac. So I just have some doubts about that. Maybe again we can get some clarification from the company, or if any of you out there have more information on this, please do get in contact and enlighten the group. Some other notes on this. Yes, it comes from Tamil Nadu, that's the company. Clovis XO brandy has floral notes with an opening nose of vanilla, honey and prune. An interesting combination, honey and prune, that evolves to smooth wine, sweet oak accents, and finishes with a lingering satin smooth relaxed fade. The House of Ardennais has set the standard in creating the perfect French grape brandy, right from handpicking the grapes from the finest crops in France to distilling the spirits and manufacturing them, maturing them for 3 years in fine oak casks. Clovis XO is the finest choice in the Indian market. Also, the rubric carries on. So putting that to one side, what I would say, yes, it is nice and sweet. For the price point, it's good, but the thing that puts me off is that initial smell at the very start. It does smell very industrial, something like acetone or some thinners, some chemical in there which is off-putting. This could possibly be mixed with some soft drinks or something like that, if you want to do that. If you want to appreciate it by itself, to be honest, it really doesn't have very much complexity or depth. So having it by itself, maybe you would like it, but I certainly wouldn't enjoy it by itself. I would certainly have it with something else, like a cigar, or if you choose to mix it with something else as a cocktail, then that may be an option. Not much more I could really add to this. I'll just put a few drops on my hand and see what kind of characters come from this. Again, I'm just picking up that very chemical kind of smell. Let it dry, see what comes through. I'd say it's a fairly generic drink. It's hard to say whether you're drinking a whiskey or a brandy, actually, Indian whiskey or an Indian brandy. There's no residual character or smell coming through this in my hand. I would just say it's a very generic kind of brandy. If you want something to glug with friends at a party, nothing else is there, I'd certainly go for something like this. In terms of finish, again, a very short finish. I can actually get it actually finishes off as water. It's very watery towards the end. There's nothing warming or gentle as it slips down, which you'd expect from a very nice cognac or a very nice brandy. It is a bit harsh. I'd say it's a very general drink, an everyday drink. For the price, if you want something, a little bit of flavor, modicum of character, something that hints at a good brandy. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's a cognac or an armagnac, even though there can be some indifferent armagnacs and cognacs. This I don't think is in that particular league. So I would say, and just leave it as an everyday drink. And that's all I would have to say on this. If you have any comments, please do get in touch. I'm sure the boys would put something up on Facebook or on Twitter. And if you have any questions on this or any points that you'd like to raise with regard to spirits and wine, or things that you think we should be reviewing, which are new in the market or which haven't been reviewed or given any sort of character or reference, then please do get in touch with us. Thank you.